This is Mark Clauzel and you're watching Sport and Icons.
Okay, to follow on from the previous podcast with Mark Clauzel, this is part 2, where we're going to talk a little bit about Mark's history with other fighters. So you've also managed, outside of Steve Robinson and Bazzi Razak, who are currently with you, you've also had other ones like Lewis Scott, Michael Dixon, John Watson, Kevin Elliott, Trevor Crew.
Yeah, mate, that's right, yeah. They're all good kids. So I think, there was a couple of us that I signed as well. John Ferguson, I'm trying to think what was the other lad's name. There was 2 or 3 of us that I signed as well, or were looking to sign up, but they didn't. I think there was some issues with medical stuff, and some weren't sure they wanted to do it when they kind of found out what it was all about and all the rest of it. It kind of didn't suit what they wanted to do or the path they wanted to go down with their sort of fighting career. So some of them didn't end up turning over. But yeah, Michael Dixon had 2, Kevin had 2. They both won them. Michael Dixon won his first one. He was cruiserweight, won his first one by first round knockout, actually, from the Phil Jeffries Stadium live show a few years back. Kev also boxed on that one, won his debut on points. Lewis Scott, he was a hot prospect. He was called Lewis Too Hot Scott. He was a right banger as well, southpaw. I had him up until he was 5-0. Then he wanted that. He had that fight for a belt. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the challenge belts or the Masters belts over 10 rounds against Rhys Pagan from Scotland. And unfortunately, his shoulder came out during the fight. I think it was in round 3 or 4. And that unfortunately for Lewis, he was such a talented kid, and he could punch. And I was fond of him. And I tell you what, him and Baz used to have some crazy spars. I used to stop them sparring together. I used to try and avoid them sparring as much as I could, because I don't know what it was, but they were so competitive, those two, that the spars were crazy. At the time, we had Trevor Crew in the gym as well. And if you could put them 3 in sparring together, and as long as Baz and Lewis didn't go in together, the spars were generally okay. But if you put them 2 in together, the styles, they both were like aggressive, come forward fighters, and the styles clashed. It was funny because Trev was that way as well. Trev was a big puncher too, and he was that way inclined, but they never seemed to like heat up the way it did for them two. But yeah, no, it was good. It was a shame about Lewis. It was a shame about his shoulder as well, because he was a right talented kid, and it happened. His shoulder initially came out we had him on the Dennis Hobson and Frank Warren show at the arena, and he was fighting a foreign boxer, and he caught the kid, I think, in the first or second round, and he was out on his feet, the guy, and Lewis tried to finish him, and I think he missed a shot or something, or the kid walked on it, and his shoulder just totally popped and jarred. And ever since that, it was never right. And when he lost the Rhys Pagan fight, he had one comeback fight. He went with Lewis Penton from Fighting Chance and Ron Rowe. He trained with them. And as well, it was O'Keefe and his dad, Paul. And I don't know, he fought 6 rounds and he lost on points. And he should have never lost that fight, if I'm honest. I don't know if he was just a bit gun shy or scared of letting his hands go for the worry of maybe his shoulder coming back out again, which is understandable. 2 fights in a row, it'd come out, and it would have been painful for that. But yeah, I could have seen Lewis definitely doing something in the sport. But yeah, shame that happened, and shame that he walked away with the way that he had to walk away. It's one of those things, and injuries people don't see, talented kids and injuries that come along with the sport. So yeah, he was out. Kev was a good kid. Kevin Elliott, I think he ended up working offshore, to be honest with you, and kind of just drifted away from the sport. Michael was a bit disheartened with the whole, ticket sort of deal sort of side of things. OPM, he wasn't a great ticket seller, and I think he put himself under a lot of pressure with it, and again, he walked away from it. So it was a bit of a shame. Trevor Crew, funny as it was, for whatever reason, Trev just didn't, even though I had him under management for a year or so, he didn't end up boxing. So I was good friends with Dennis Hobson. And he come and spoke. So I said, look, Trevor, I'll ring Dennis if you want me. We're mates at the end of the day. I'm not going to hold you to your contract. If you want to go and box with someone else and think that they can get you busier down there, mate, I've got no problem at all doing that. So we went with that, and I think Chris Smedley managed him for a while as well. So yeah, me and Trev still speak. We're still mates. There's no hard feelings done by it. But yeah, the box quite a bit. It was a good group, good bunch of the lads. It'll come again, man. It'll come again.
Yeah,
when I've got a bit more time.
I mean, you mentioned that some of your lads, they've been on the Phil Jeffries shows, Dennis Hobson and that, of course. Weren't some of these on the Steve Wraith shows as well?
Yeah, well, Fighting Chance and Steve Wraith, did a few shows together.
Okay.
Back in the day, and I had that was Lewis Pendleton and Ron Rowe doing them. Obviously, one's passed away, God rest his soul. But yeah, the lads were on there a little bit. And to be honest, not to add any fuel or any fire, but like I know we talked earlier about the stuff where the beef with Steve seems to have with Baz, right? He's very fast. He's very quick to point the finger, but he forgets what happened. Twice, right? I pulled them out with the crap with their shows. Lewis Pendleton vouched for this, right? Because Steve was going to pull one of the shows. He rang me. He was like, "Oh, I might have to pull the show," And I had Lewis and Baz on, and obviously, we're a few days before the show, right? And this is gospel truth. I don't need to lie. I say I've got people I'm backing up, right? So I'm going to pull the show, blah blah blah. And you're a promoter, mate. I said, "How much is the show down?" I think it ended up being 1,500 quid, £2,000 down. I went, "Look, we'll sort it out." I says, me and Steve, Oliver, me, co-promoter, partner at the time, who was promoter. I was still promoter with him if we both decided to do it again. We were like, yeah, we'll put the money in, mate. We'll sort it out, because end of the day, I didn't want my lads within all that train in the 11th hour. Not just them, was all the other lads on the show as well, just pull the show. So we put that money in, so the show still went ahead. And the time before we were struggling as well, it was when Dents was up in the Gateshead Leisure Centre and they needed a big sponsor. And I managed to get them one of the big sponsors, like one of the main sponsors for advertising. So it's funny how that never gets mentioned, and I've never mentioned it before now, to be fair, but I am just going to bring it up because, like, you'll say things, go, oh, this and that and all the rest of it, and say all this bad stuff. We'll never bring up the positive stuff, the positivity that we've done, and the stuff that we've helped. I'm not in this for money. I'm generally not in coaching or management for money, because I've never once, to this day, taken a penny off my fighters. That's a God's honest truth. Never taken a penny of my fighters. So it's just kind of do it and get them somewhere. If they get somewhere and they get a good payday, we'll negotiate what I'm going to take, and I guarantee it won't be 25% either, which is what you're entitled to in a contract. It'll be a hell of a lot less than that, because these guys are putting their nuts on the line, their lives on the line when they're boxing. So why am I going to take a big chunk like that? They're taking all the risk, not me. I'm training them, I'm preparing them. Yeah, I'm doing my bit. As a coach, you can get 10%. Yeah, I'd be more than happy with that, if not less. So I know it is what it is. But like I say, he's quick to point the finger. Then he point the finger. He kept a load of money off Baz as well. And Baz went to box on the one of the shows Steve Wraith did at the Fed. I think Baz handed all the ticket money over. About 100 tickets at 35, 40 quid, so it was $3.5, $4 grand. Hand over. He was fighting Danny Little. Now I had the text message saying the fight was it. Well, actually, what had happened? I'll get into the story now. What happened was, I believe Danny Little was on the show and he was meant to be boxing someone else. Baz was meant to be boxing someone else. Something happened with Danny Little's opponent, couldn't fight, or hadn't bought enough tickets, whatever it was. Baz's opponent didn't get clearance at the board. So they're like, oh, will you fight Danny Little? I was like, yeah, whatever. Now, our fight had been made at 10-12, so I was like, yeah, we'll just keep the weight the same. I think Danny Little's fight had been made at 10-10. So they'd been told one thing, we'd been told the other. Now, this was just a lack of communication. Not from me, because I was always, our fight was at that weight. That communication was, they believed that they were still fighting at 10-10. We were told we were still fighting at the weight that was stipulated before, because it was kind of a last minute sort of thing, and everybody was just okay with it. Because at the end of the day, listen, he's a solid journeyman. Baz isn't like a 10-0, 10 knockouts type puncher, but he can punch. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like it was going to be a really, really dangerous fight for Danny or for Baz. It was going to be a good competitive fight, and a good 4 or 6 rounds for Baz is what it was going to be. So anyway, top and bottom of it, Baz weighed in at 10-11, Danny weighed in at 10-9, and they started whinging about the weight and were like, oh well, he's too heavy. I was like, well, no, because Baz, we've got the fight at 10-12. Like, well, we've got it at 10-10. I go, well, there's my text message right there. And the board were there as well. And they stood there, and I was like, well, there's my message there. Have you got any proof now? And yeah, there's the last text message confirming that there would be a change of opponent, board's approval, and we've got it at 10-12. They've got a text saying, I don't know if they had a text saying 10-10 or whatever, but they just assumed. And anyways, long story short, they thought it was 10-10. We had down at 10-12. Show the text messages. It was kind of, do you want to go ahead or not? They weren't calculated scales, so if they both weighed a pound under the weight, the chances are they were both probably 10-10, 10-8, whatever it would be. There was a pound or two. If there was £2 on those scales, there might be a pound or two on calibrated scales. So to be fair, it's nothing. And what they wanted was they wanted to fine us, and I said no. And that's what all that was over with the Danny Little fight. I said, no, we're not going to pay a fine because we got it down to that. I went, so it's not fair to penalise my fighter when that's what ours is down on and yours is down on that. If he's coming light on the stipulated weight and you've came in light on your stipulated weight, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? He was 10-9, he was meant to be 10-10. Baz was 10-11, he was told 10-12. So we both came in a pound light. I was like, look, just box. So I think at the end of it, I was like, oh, well, look, I'll give you. And a trying to agree something like 125 or 150 quid, just sort of 50 quid per pound or some daft 75 quid per pound like that. Right. I was resilient to do it, but I wanted Baz to box. So I just went, yeah, whatever, just do it. And then they ended up going, nah, we don't want to do it. So anyway, I turned around and was like, well, if he refuses to fight and we've got this conflict, yeah, you don't have to pay him his full wages for the fight. You can just give him expenses and then go home on that. So I think, yeah, so Steve just gave him expenses for that and then sort of sent him on his way. And then nothing ever really came of it. But then I said to Steve, look, we've just gave you the money over like half an hour ago. You know, We've got loads of people here, they're getting rowdy in the crowd now. Can we refund them? And then he went, come and see us on Wednesday. So I went to see him on the Wednesday. He was like, look, there's not going to be any refunds. I'm keeping it for the Travis Dickinson fight. We've got a men's title fight. You know, you can't give ticket. And I went, listen, fair enough, I understand that. You buy a ticket that'll be enough. The fight doesn't go ahead. You know, there's no stipulations on coming back. I went, we'll just accept it. And it is what it is. I didn't agree with it because he could just give it back on the night and had a bit of customer loyalty, you know, a bit of loyalty towards him and give it back, but he didn't. He kept it, and then he didn't even promote the show with. He didn't even do the show with Travis Dickinson. He pulled it off, so he just pocketed the money. You know what I mean? And it's the same with the Karzagi talk. I bought a table of tickets for that for about 1,200 quid, and that talk never even happened because Karzagi was going through some legal stuff with. This was years ago. Karzagi was going through some legal stuff with Warren at the time.
Right.
So that didn't even happen. So you had another 1,200 quid. So you know, you go back and you want to start being dead. Petty and nitpicking about stuff. I could reel off a load of stuff, man. And so going, well, what about this one? What about that? Same with the Mike Tyson talk. Bought those apparently 10 VIVP ticket tables. So I bought one of them for my members, and only these 10 tables were apparently allowed to get photos of Mike Tyson. So when we got there, we bought these tables of 10, and everyone else who just bought cheap ones was able to pay. We still had to pay for a photo. So then everybody got a photo. So, well, what have we paid extra for? Like, we're not getting a meal. We're not getting this. It's supposed to be an exclusive one that you just get a photo of Mike Tyson, and there's meant to be only 10 tables, but everyone had it, and everyone was paying for it. So I'm just like, it was just another one of them where it was a shambles. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is what it is. I'm just saying this now though because I'm sick of all the crap I'm hearing about, like people slagging them off online and then saying this and saying that, and you know there's this little clique of them just megging him online and sort of saying all that. And I'm like, I'm going to back the kid up and fight his corner because I'm his manager. If he had done wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, listen, you're in the wrong, son. He's been wrong before. He's not made weight once or twice before. And I've said, it's tough, you have to pay the penalties, mate. You knew what it was. We've been monitoring you all the time. You've made the mistake when you've intake because you've got a dietitian, you've got a nutritionist, so your food should be right. There's no excuses for you not to be on weight when you've been hitting and setting your targets. Do you know what I mean? That's him just being having like malpractice and malmanagement when he's at home and lacking discipline. So he's paid the fines and he's accepted it. You know, he's done that twice out of everything. Out of all the fights he's had, he's done it twice, and that's just that. So we accept it. But you know, the thing is, certain people won't ever put their hands up and go, I made a mistake. I am in the wrong. Yeah, let's put my hands up. They'll always try and pass the buck. Years and years and years ago, I'm guilty of it myself, where I wouldn't do it. But years and years ago, I went, do you know what it is? I've made a mistake. Put your hands up and just own it. Accept it. And you can actually start to look at a resolution for rather than, no, it wasn't me. If you live that way all the time, it wasn't me. This happened and I've got that money, but it wasn't my fault. Mate, you're the promoter. You're the promoter. You're promoting a show or a venue or whatever you're doing. Ultimately, it's down to you. You're the one responsible. If you can't accept that and won't acknowledge that, you're in the wrong game. Don't be in the support and don't be in the business for yourself because you're doing it all wrong and you're going to have a short life for it. It's as simple as that. You're never going to make any money for it because people are just going to call you a clown and con artist and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? That's a stigma you'll get. So you've got to be in it and willing to take a risk on it, willing to take a financial risk on it. And if you're not willing to do that, don't promote. Simple as that. Okay,
so there's like a hell of a lot more to it than just this Bazzi having the Northern Area title thing, isn't there? There's like a lot more to it. I thought it was just about that one thing.
Nah, mate, it's listen, I haven't got a problem with anyone. I don't dislike anyone. I'm not the type of kid that will hold a grudge in Billy, I don't like him. I just, if someone doesn't like me, so I'm not going to cry over that. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If they don't want to talk to us, so I'm not really bothered either. Again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I just won't talk to them. I'm not going to be petty though and start like going on social media and going, oh, he's this and he's that, try and look good and then go on blocking people and all the rest of it. I'm not even bothered, man. I'm barely on social media as it is. To be honest, just put some daft Instagram videos on every now and then and stuff on to keep sort of Stevie and Baz and whatever they're doing in the public eye and updates on that. Other than that, mate, if it wasn't for my businesses, I would not be on social media. I cannot stand it, honestly. But some people say it's a platform to like stir up the pot and then, you know, try and just cause or create something that doesn't exist. I'll openly say I haven't got a problem with anyone. I generally haven't. I'll work with anyone. Do I need them? No. Are the lads going to go where they're going to go and get where they're going to go? Yeah, of course they are. You know, you would be naive if you thought by not putting my lad on a show up here, you're going to stop them getting where they're going to be. All they're going to be is a home fighter up here, and that's it. That's the only advantage they'll get. They'll get put on a ticket deal, and they'll get home advantage, if you can call it an advantage. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's about it. Other than that, to keep them active and keep them going, it's not hard at all. I know loads of people in this game, all the matchmakers, you know, managers and that, so I know people that get on with them. So if I want to get the lads to fight, I'll get the lads to fight. I really don't need someone to go, oh, I'm putting on my show. Don't put them on your show then, mate. I'm not bothered. I could drop 10 grand down tomorrow morning and and get myself another promoter's license. I just don't want to do it because I haven't got the time for it. And to be honest with you, I think it's a failed business model as it stands, especially if you're working on a ticket deal.
Right. Okay. So what's do you know what Steve's side of the story is? Do you know why he's upset?
Genuinely haven't got a clue, mate. I really don't. I think he's just upset that from what I know, he's upset that Baz didn't fight and he walked out in the venue. But I mean, like I said, when I explained the situation, he's only got himself to blame for that, hasn't he? And if you listen to the earlier part of the podcast, where I explained what actually happened, how he came up 2 minutes before, but he knew weeks prior, as confirmed by the board. You know, he should have done a decent thing and just give us a call. The fight would have still went ahead against him, or like I say, I could have the option to ring back. I think it was Jason McCrory at the time, Warren's matchmaker, and say, yeah, we'll take that fight because this one isn't going ahead. But at least we would have had an honest phone call and we could have made a proper informed decision as what was best for the lad's career and financially as well, and it would have been the Warren one. So, because
the impression that I got was the case of is it Steve or whoever else didn't tell you and Bazzy that the title wouldn't be on the line until like last minute, but they knew a week or two beforehand.
That's exactly what happened, mate. So we got basically Baz was won for the fight, and I think Troy Williams was boxing. He was in the ring fighting, and Baz was next fight, the main event. And Steve came down when Mark had a quick word with you, pulled us to one side, and just was like, "Look, Baz can fight, but it's not for the belt or for the title." I was like, "Oh, why?" And he's like, "Oh, someone do a Mervyn Turner's license, and it's been pulled and revoked from the board." And I went, "Well, look, I've got to tell Baz." And it couldn't be a 10-rounder; it was going to be a 6-rounder. So I went to a Baz and was like, "I'm not even interested in it now." Mark, she's taking the mick, and I just sort of sat there and I was like, "Bloody hell!" And then when the board came down, I'm not going to mention the board member's name, but they came down to him like, "Well, we knew about this weeks ago," and I was like, "Well, why wasn't I told? I'm his manager." I was like, "Well, it's a promoter's job to tell you." So, you know, Steve didn't tell us, and out of courtesy, you know, we deserved that respect of that phone call, and we could have, like I said, made an informed decision and decided whether or not we were going to go ahead with that one or the one down at the Cotterbox Arena on the Warren show. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I called him weeks ago when I got the rumours of it. Like I said, I gave him the benefit of the doubt to just say, "Oh, so it's not that." It wouldn't have mattered. It would have made no difference to me, right? If he had said, "Look, it's not," because I would have rang Jason McCrory and said, "Does that fight still stand?" If he said no, I would have rang Steve back and said, "Listen, the fight can still go ahead. It's not a problem at all. We'll just do over 6-8 rounds. It is what it is." But if he got one of his lads a title fight, like we'd agree to the fight, and Baz is honourable, and I'm a man of my word, so we'd agree to the fight. But I rang him and I just gave him the benefit, and I went, "Look, we've been over this. It's a big purse for him. It's a good opportunity for him. We've gave you that. We're a few weeks out from the fight. I don't want to knock your whole card." So I just said to him, "I've just heard these rumours. Is it true or not?" And he went, "No, I've not heard that. It's still definitely going ahead for that." And I went, "Right, fine, fair enough. I'm going to take your word for it because I'm doing the honourable thing. I'm giving you a call out of courtesy, and I'm asking you if you know, I'm giving you an opportunity to tell us what's right and what's wrong." And he lied and was like, "Said I knew now about it," and then the board on the night tour with that, and then Baz just walked out. And to be fair, To this day, I stand by his decision. I'm walking out. I went, let's go. Just come on. And if you don't want to fight, let's go. Take stuff off and we'll go. And we did. We just walked out and went. And that was that.
So, are you under the impression that Steve did know and didn't want to tell you because he didn't want to have the headliner cancelled?
100%. 100%. That's exactly what happened, mate. There's no ifs or buts about that. Like I said, it got brought up with the board, and the board even on that night and in meetings said they knew weeks before. I wasn't informed, and they put it down with a lack of correspondence. Well, that's fine. That's what they can rule it as. Can only accept what their ruling is, and just can, well, whatever. But he knows the truth of the matter. He knows that he should have done the right thing and called this weeks before, and that's where all this, from what I understand, stems from.
Okay. I mean, what would it take for you to work with him?
Well, I wouldn't work with him as such as in promote a show with him, but I mean, if you wanted to put Baz on a show, well, of course he would box on a show. It's about from. Why would I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to stand in the way of progress, and that's what I'm saying about if Steve thinks that doing a show and not putting Baz on is going to affect and stop the progress. Look, he's just boxed up Scotland. Yeah, he got a cut. That's 28 days now. We're in lockdown, so you can't box until road. But it's easy for me to pick the phone up and speak to matchmakers and go, listen, he's available. Can he box? And I'll get him a match in 2 months. It's not a problem. So if they think they can stand in the way of him boxing, they're wrong. Like I said, the only advantage you get is box on home soil. That's it. Put him down the road. He's in the way corner, but he doesn't have to sell a ticket. He's guaranteed a wage. And if he wins and he's on a good card, and a promoter likes to look at him, he might get signed by them. So it's a win-win, isn't it? When you look at it that way.
Well, definitely. Sometimes it's better to be the away fighter. You don't got to worry about tickets at all, have you?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't. It'd be hard for any lad to box month in, month out. If you had something in June and something in July, 2 good shows, and you expected ticket deals on both, it's going to be hard, man. I know it's holiday season, but obviously, with what's going on, it's not really going to be holiday season this year. But in a normal year, that's holiday season. Then times are hard, and people just don't have the money. I look at it from a punter's point of view as well. Like, I don't just look at it and go, I'm a promoter, I need to cover X, Y, and Z. I look at it and go, right, I'm a punter, right? I'm not a boxer. You've got to look at it from, and this is where I always look at it, right? If you're not a boxing fan, why are you going to be going to watch boxing? Let's just say you're not a boxing fan and you've never been to a boxing show. Why would you go? You wouldn't, right? But you would go if your mate was boxing, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Right? So, your mate, you're going to sell some tickets. So that person going to buy a ticket from their mate and he's going to come on. But if you're just constantly boxing on 4 rounds and you're not that exciting, that excitement is going to dwindle. And if you can live the life as well, it's very hard to sell tickets as well. So if you're like a hermit, which most boxers are, they eat, sleep, train, and just repeat that, right? They're not these socialites. Like, this is why the unlicensed does so well, because all these kids are licensed. It's only free twos for a start. It's not a career, is it? It's free 2-minute rounds. They're selling tickets. They're getting 10, 15 quid for every ticket that they sell. So they sell 100 tickets because they're out with the drink all the time. Playing football teams in the leagues, or their mates in the bars, all the rest of it. Proper socialites, aren't they? A lot of them. And they'll sell 100 tickets or whatever, and they're going to get themselves, grand, 1,500 quid. That's fucking cracking money for free 2-minute rounds. Again, especially against, let's be honest, not a very good caliber of fighter. And you can see why that's thriving. And they stack the card like 18 or 20 fights. And because half these kids don't train, you see knockouts left and right. And that's what the public want, isn't it? They want blood, they want to see people get knocked out. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, and I can see how it's got its niche and how it's worked, and that's why it's working. But then when you look back at the cost of it, right, your overheads to run one of their shows are minimal compared to what you ought to run a boxing show. When you look at, your board fees and your ring hire and security, your best part of 5 or 6 grand in alone before you even pay the fighter, and then you might even have venue hire on top of that. So, you could be anywhere upwards of 7 or 8 grand before you even pay the fighter.
Right.
So you think of how many the venue can hold, then what you're going to charge per ticket, right? So say your venue can only hold 500 people, you've got to charge 40 quid per ticket. There's only 20 grand in it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Realistically, how many fights can you put on that card to even make it profitable? You can't really. Maybe just do 4 fights. Maybe even have to just do it as a dinner show. But then if you go somewhere that's got 12 to 1,500 people, it becomes a little bit more lucrative. But you've got to fill that. So you have to stack your card. More fighters becomes more board fees for doctors' fees and all the rest of it. You need 2 ambulances. You need more doctors. So the costs then go up. And then you've got more opponents to pay. You might have foreign boxer fees to pay, visas to pay, hotels, flights, all that to pay. So the costs just massively come up. So you could be in at £50,000-60,000 before you even, that's your break-even point. And now that's before your home fighters are even going to get paid. And they've got to make their money off tickets, and they've got to sell the tickets to ensure that you get that money as well. If they don't sell their tickets, their fight's suddenly off. So from 10 or 12 fights, suddenly there's 4 that haven't sold enough tickets, they're off. There's 2 that get injured. So you're down from 8, you're down to 6 fights. Now all of a sudden, the overheads have come down, but there's no profit in it. There's not going to be a big crowd there, so it's going to look empty. It's not going to look great. The show's going to be over in a couple of hours. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's where the headaches come with pro boxing. And I understand because I've done it, so I see where the headaches and the pitfalls are of it. So for me, when I say it's a failed business model, it is a failed business model. It doesn't work. It works to an extent that, yes, you can probably just survive and keep yourself floating and treading water, but that's it. If you think you're going to promote and make millions, unless you've got TV there that give you a big budget, you're not making jack, mate. I'm telling you now. Or unless you're doing big dinner shows and you're charging, 150 quid a ticket, 100 quid a ticket, and you're selling them out. You're not really making money out, and you put maybe 4 fights on, and just pay the lads a little bit of money, not great wages. You're not making that much off them. So
you need some good sponsors, don't you?
Yeah, of course you need sponsors. You need TV. You need good endorsements, and how are you ever going to get? If you want to be a promoter, look for the big time. How do you ever on ticket deals going to put on a big title fight? You need big backing. And that's the way the industry works. If you haven't got the big backing, you're not going to really get there. You can build it up and build it up and build it up and hopefully get a break one day, which would be great to see someone to do up here. But it's hard, man. You look at what Jaffa's doing and take your hat off to him. He's doing a great job, isn't he?
He is.
But I mean, I've worked with Lewis quite a few times on the Fighting Chance shows, sort of co-promoting them with him. And like I said, I've done it myself, so I know exactly the stress and the worries you've got to have, and it's kind of like this opponent's not being approved. Bloody hell, we've got to get a foreign boxer. And as soon as you start mentioning foreign boxer, and you think, okay, I've got a budget of this for that fighter, that's kind of what I want. So then you go to your lad, right? A lot of them go, put 50 tickets in the pot, that'll cover your opponent. At 40 quid, that's 2 grand. So that'll cover an opponent on a 4-rounder, right? But let's just say it doesn't. You can't go back to the boxer and go, listen, I need 60 tickets off you now, mate. What's that boxer's only sold 70 tickets? Then you can start to see the boxers goes, I'm not boxing for that, I'm not boxing for 400 quid. And I can rightfully agree with them. I wouldn't box for 400 quid.
No.
And then these phantom injuries come up, I haven't sold enough tickets, so just getting there and pulling off. And you start getting drop-offs on the shows and the cards, and that's why it happens. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But then the mates don't want to come, and you've got to look at it from a punter's perspective, right? What I was saying at the beginning, you're not a boxing fan, you're only going to go because your mate's boxing. But then you've got to look at it this way. It's 40 quid a ticket for you, 40 quid for your lads. Let's just say if you're taking your missus along, so there's 80 quid. You don't live local to the venue, so you've got to get a taxi there because you want to drink. So there's 20 or 30 quid for your taxi there and your taxi back home. So all of a sudden you're in over 100 quid. Then you need to, if you drink, you need spending money for your drink as well. So you're already in 250 quid. A lot of people can't afford that, man. They just go, nah. So when you start looking at it that way, can you see why I'd say that it's failed when you've got to rely on a fighter selling your tickets on a ticket deal? But that's how it works. There's no other way around it. So I'm not slagging it. I'm just saying that's why, in my opinion, that's a failed business model.
Right.
Because you've got to rely on someone being able to sell those tickets in order for that fight to happen. If that fight doesn't happen, you lose a fight on the card. Losing a fight on the card can put it in jeopardy. Lose too many of them and the show doesn't go ahead.
So is that why Steve's probably like a bit pissed off then because of the money that he lost because he lost the main event? Did he have to refund anybody? I'm presuming he still had to pay the opponent and that.
Well, no, the deal was that they both put X amount in the pot and then they kept the rest.
Right, okay.
So, I don't know financially what happened. I don't get involved. I think there was some people that messaged or whatever for refunds. I was like, it's got nothing to do with me. I'm manager, trainer. I was like, he's a promoter. He's got your money. Speak to him. And that was it. I just set the bars and went, if you've handed the money over, son, I went, speak to the promoter. It's got nothing. Don't come to me. It's got nothing to do with me. I can't speak for someone else. So that wasn't a cop out. I just told them straight out, don't come to me for your money. I can't give you your money back. It wasn't my show. I'm not the promoter.
Yeah. Because the first I heard about it, this whole situation was when Bazzy was supposed to be on the Christmas cracker, wasn't he? And so I added him to the website. Obviously, put links so people can go buy tickets, all that kind of stuff. And then Steve seen it, and then put out on social media that Bazzy's not on the card and he'll never fight on any of my shows again. And since then, I've been seeing a bit of a snowball effect of a lot of people have been talking about it around here.
Yeah, but again, though, they do that. What I was saying earlier on, mate, that's the truth of the matter, and that's the history of it. People can accept and believe it, or they could go, "Hey, he's full of rubbish." He's not, but mate, like I've got text messages, emails, everything that because it was brought up by the board as well. There was obviously an investigation from the board, and I provided everything. So if I'd done wrong, I would surely have to be paid for it. But they didn't. They decided to take no action against us. So it just proves that I was right. And a lesson for me, as a manager, is that I normally ask for a contract anyway when someone's fighting to stipulate the weight, the time they've got to be there and everything. But for this one, it was kind of just text message and verbal agreement. That'll never ever happen again with anyone. I want everything wrote down because then, even if I've got it on text, the board accept text and emails anyway. If you've got it there, because it's down, it's wrote, it's proof. But I would rather just give me a board contract and I write it down. And then it gets lodged with the board, and the board have actually got it themselves rather than us having to fish out all evidence. But I fished everything out and I provided them and all that. I'm not bothered. If people want to say it public, stick it public. I don't really care, because I'm not hiding anything and I'm not lying about anything. Put it on the public. Put it on the public eye. Call me what you want. Say I'm a liar. Say that it's all his fault and that he walked out of the venue last minute. But then post all the information, all the text messages back and forward, and the emails that back and forward between me and the board, promoters and me, and all the matchmakers and me, and then that's the truth right there. I've got no issue with doing that. So, because I'm not lying about anything, I haven't got anything to hide. Well, how I've told it is how it happened. Simple as that.
Okay, so
the other side of it can say different, but that is how it is. And if they want to hold the bee and they want it over it, they've only got to look at themselves and hold their hands up and go, if I'd been honest, this situation wouldn't have arisen. It wouldn't even be here, and it wouldn't be talking about we now.
Yeah. So by the sounds of it, you've got nothing to apologise for then?
If I apologise, it's an admission of guilt. Apology for what?
Yeah.
Admit to what? Admit to do with what?
Right.
Admit to that my fighter was lied to. Yeah, I will admit to that, yeah. I'm sorry my fighter got lied to, turned up at the venue, and I'm sorry that Ellis Corey went through all the training and turned up at the venue expecting to fight for a belt, as did Baz, and then 2 minutes before, I was told that he wasn't. I went down and told Peter Shepperson, who was Ellis' coach, like, do you know this isn't for the belt? He was like, no, we don't know that. You should have seen the look of surprise in his face when I told him as well.
Bloody hell.
So, you know what I mean? So I am sorry that both Baz and Ellis and Peter put him through the training camp, and we put Baz through the training camp for that fight, and both did not box for the belt. I'm sorry to those two lads for that not happening, and the coaches. I'm going to say sorry to Steve Wraith because I haven't done anything wrong with him. If anything, he needs to apologise to us. Look, Ellis is his fighter. He should have told his fighter weeks before. Ellis is a good lad. Like I say, listen, I'd love to see Baz and him fight for the area title. Realistically, though, Ellis deserves a shot. Probably in English now because he won the area. He's defending in good fashion. He won it in good fashion through stoppage. He defended it by stoppage. I like the boy. I've got nothing against. I don't even know Ellis. I know Peter is coached quite well because we've been down there sparring. But I've got nothing against Ellis personally. I don't know the boy. I wish him all the best and all the success. I know what it takes because I fought myself. So I wish him all the best. I genuinely do. I've got nothing bad to say against him. Would Baz fight? Of course he would. Would Ellis fight Baz? Of course he would. He's a fighter. But look at whether the fight makes sense though. Because right now, when Baz was fighting Ellis initially, Baz was higher ranked. Now Ellis has got the higher rank, so you've got to look at it. You risk and reward factor. Is it a fight that Ellis needs to take defending that belt, a title against Baz, or does he step on for bigger things? You've got to look at the bigger picture, haven't you? And that's me talking to a manager trainer. I'll be looking, do I need this fight against him, or do I push on for other things? Personally, I would push on for other things. If he wants to box Baz and defend the title against him, the fight's there. Baz will take it in a heartbeat. If he doesn't, vacate. Now, Baz is probably managed you for that anyway because the fight for that belt, for that title, we've gone ahead for a while. So, when all this is over, I am going to push that Baz fights for that title.
Right.
If it's against Ellis or maybe Tom Hill, who he beat, it's against whoever it's against. It makes no odds. it's going to be for the ideally for the title, and we'll make it happen. I've already spoken with MTK quite a bit about it, and they're interested in making Baz fight for the area. I know Chad fought Ellis and got stopped, got caught cold in the first round. Listen, maybe Chad and Baz fight, Tom and Baz fight, or Chad and Tom fight, and the winners, whatever. I don't know which way they work it, however they work it, but rightfully, Baz hasn't had a shot at it. He deserved a shot at it. And I would like to see him fight for that next. At the end of the day, the board can make him mandatory, and whoever's got it, if they don't defend it, they'll just strip him of it anyway. They'll say you've got X amount of days to agree to defend against him or strip it. So, one way or another, we can force it to happen if we really want to. So, it'll happen. I'll get Baz that, unless we get an English title eliminator again or something, get him back up there. He's got to win. He's got to get back to winning ways though, because he lost his last one. So.
Yeah, of course. So, in a nutshell, then you're saying that you're happy for Bazzi to take on Ellis, and it doesn't matter whose show it's on, whether it's on Jaffa's show, whether it's on a Steve Wraith show, it doesn't matter. You're happy to, whatever issue you and Steve have, to push that to the side.
Mate, I'll openly say it on it. I haven't got an issue with Steve. He's got the issue with Baz.
Yeah.
Well, listen, he's seen Big Hightower, right?
Yeah.
And he asked him to box in a show. Steve was working at security at Bar 55 or whatever it's called, Anta now. And he asked him, and he went, speak to Mark, he's manager, don't speak to me. So, he shouldn't be approaching me fighters and asking that, whether he's on the drink or not. He should be ringing me and asking me. And to be fair, Steve, if Hightower, when I say Steve, I'm talking Hightower. If Steve Wraith is going to boycott Baz out of spite, Hightower would loyally being out the same camp. Not that I would tell him to, he just wouldn't box in the show anyway. He's already told us that he wouldn't. So, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, and that's admirable. I'm like, yeah, fair enough, mate, don't. It doesn't really matter. If you want to box it, you can box it. If you don't want to box it, then don't box it. I'm not going to tell you to or not. So it's up to him if he wants to.
That's the thing, because I'm sure Steve and that would love to have Steve Robinson on the show.
Yeah, but I'm not going to listen. I'm like I said, I'm not going to stand in the way of pro wrestling. I'm not going to stand in the way of any of my fighters progressing. If I do that, I'm not doing my job as a manager and a trainer. So, but again, I would look at what was being offered to them first and foremost, and see, do we box on the show? Do we not box on the show? What's going to be going on? I've got a lot of things on the pipeline with Steve, especially with Big Stevie, because they've been heavyweight and big. He's quite an attraction, isn't he? So just looking at what we can do with him, because realistically, I want him. If we can get him busy this year, obviously when all this is over, try and get him out another 3 or 4 times this year would be ideal. We can get him out that many times. See what happens though.
Oh, nice. Well, hopefully everything gets sorted out. But even if Steve doesn't want anything to do with Bazzi, I'm sure and hopefully he wouldn't stand in the way of if Ellis wants to fight.
Well, mate, that's like I said. We're happy to accept it. We've already said that. We accepted the last time. They were ready to go in the ring, the pair of them, until things unfolded. So it's not about saying that someone bottled the fight, as certain people would have you believe. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And next time, I will make sure there's a contract signed on the dotted line. Without a contract, the fight wouldn't happen anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, hopefully boxing returns soon, and you can get that fight on the MTK show or the Matchroom, or if Frank Warren wants to come up, or Dennis Hobson, whatever. Yeah,
mate, and you never know. Mate. I might just chuck in a sneaky promoter's license again and just do it myself. It has been on my mind. Timing's wrong for it, but it has been on my mind. I've thought about it non-stop. And me and Steve Oliver talk about it every time I speak to Steve. We always reminisce and talk about it, and we always like to do it again. And it is something I'd love to do, but to be honest with me, you've got quite a few big promoters. And with MTK up here, I can't compete with MTK, mate. They're a global enterprise. There's absolutely not a home and I like to compete with them. And to be fair, do I really be doing shows when they're doing what they're doing? Probably not. When you look at what they're doing, in the back end they've got, do someone like me need to be doing a show? Absolutely not. There's probably boys on their show. They're happy to have them on as long as they're fighting and selling their tickets. They're happy to have them on, and the boys are happy to fight in the shows, and it progresses them around the right way. And look at what MTK can do for you anyway. So
Yeah.
They're a big outfit, mate. They're a big outfit.
They are. I mean, MTK, they've got they stream their show through IFL TV. That's okay. You can stream your show through Sport and Icons. We'll smash them, mate. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Nah, they're good, mate. I get on well with Gary.
Yeah.
From MTQ. I get on really well with him, and yeah, he's always asking. You know, he always gives the call and say, look, we're going to do this. Do you want to put any of the lads on? He always offers us slots on the shows, mate. So I've got to respect him for that.
Yeah. All right, Mark. That's cool. All right. So hopefully that kind of like puts a line under the story and puts a few people straight who maybe didn't know the full story on that.
Well, hopefully, mate. Like I say, they can choose to believe or not believe. It makes no odds to me, but you know that is the truth of the matter. And that's that really. Just draws the line in the sand, really, isn't it?
That's it. And if Steve wants to do a podcast, you're more than willing to do a podcast with him.
Yeah, mate. If you want to, listen. If he wants to do a podcast and talk, we can do a podcast and talk. I haven't got a problem. Like I say, I'm not going to come on and start slagging someone off or start, swearing on. I don't need to do that, man. Just listen. Tell the truth, mate. Something like that. Tell the truth. Own your mistakes. Tell the truth. And leave it at that.
Cool. All right, buddy. So our next one, part 3, or technically part 4, because I cut the Steve Robinson Drago thing out. We're going to talk about your career. So we'll make a time whenever you're ready for that, mate.
Yeah, whenever, mate. Just let me know.